Thank you guys for showing up late today. I was driving to get to here, so I'm glad we still are meeting. Um, as far as how today goes, so our meeting today is really focusing on Shavuot or Shavuot, depending on how you pronounce it. Shavuot is the modern pronunciation. Shavuot is how I like to pronounce it. Doesn't matter. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how, at least in my head, I don't have an outline for this, but in my head, we're going to look at sort of the journey on what the Father has brought us through already in this season and what he's doing with us through Shavuot. So there's going to be a couple of scriptures that we're going to read today. We're going to do a word study or two word studies. I have some scriptures, but that's it. I have an overall theme and I have a couple little bits and pieces, but the Father's going to be what allows us to bring this all together because I don't have 23 today. We're going to be in Exodus 19. Exodus 19, Leviticus 23, and Deuteronomy 16. So you could go ahead and write those down, get it open in your scriptures. I have my bookmark already. I also have written down Acts 2. So this is getting into Pentecost. So we're going to try to, I don't know how much we're going to cover today, but like Exodus 19, Leviticus 23, Deuteronomy 16, and Acts 2. I know in Shavuot, the book of Ruth is commonly read. It's a story of redemption and adoption and salvation and deliverance and all sorts of beautiful things, but we're not going to get into Ruth today, I don't think. So those are the scriptures, and we are going to, I think, start with a scripture study and see what the Father does with this to see. Does anybody want to open us in prayer, or I can open us in prayer and somebody else will close? Oh, Jerry's coming. Yay. All right. I'll go ahead and open us in prayer. I'm going to open us in prayer, and then one of you guys is going to have to close us out in prayer, and I have a feeling the Father will reveal who's meant to do that based on conversation and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and pray us in, and then we'll get going in Leviticus 23, and we'll do a specific word breakdown and what Leviticus means. All right. Father, thank you so much for this day, for this time, for this fellowship. Thank you for this Sabbath day that we get to come together and to, across space and time, despite the distance between us, that we can come together. And I thank you that you have given me safe travels to drive here and to be able to be in person with brothers and sisters. And I just thank you and I praise you for this opportunity. I thank you for what you have already done so far this year through the feast days and through this family of really giving us access to hidden places. And I know, I really truly believe I'm speaking for all of us, but I know my personal experiences that the feast days this year have brought so much more life, my life and my being than ever before. So I thank you for this journey that you have had us on together as a family and bringing us together for such a time as this. And as always, as we explore your word, Father, and as we fellowship together, I ask that you would meet with us, that you would give us eyes to see and ears to hear and hearts that are open to receiving what you're speaking this morning. I ask that you'd be with our minds, that you'd be with our thoughts and our mouths and our tongues and the words that we speak, that you would fall on us this morning, that we're gathering today just like Israel on Mount Sinai, getting ready to receive your covenant and the fire falling down and what that meant for the Hebrew people as well, Father, as Pentecost, and when your flame of Ruach fell on the apostles and the people in the upper room, Father, that we're here now in agreement, meeting with you and asking you to fall on us. So I thank you that we have that opportunity. I thank you that you open the door and that we ask, we can knock, and you are faithful to be found. So let us really utilize this time together in fellowship and seeking you. And we thank you and we praise you for working all these things and bringing us to this place now. And you're going to be faithful to pour out. So let us receive it. and let it transform us. Let us leave different today, that who we are right now in this moment, by the time we finish talking, the Father gives us new eyes, new ears, a new heart, and he refines us further. So we just ask for your fire this morning to fall on us and to continue that journey of bringing us into who we're meant to be as individuals and as a greater mishpachah. Let us be prepared to show your glory and your image even more clearly. We thank you and we praise you for all these things. Yahushua HaMashiach. Amen. I felt so much anticipation getting ready for this, like so much weight, so much promise, so much that the Father's doing. My conversations yesterday, I was just like one phone call after the other. It was like, it's not even an exaggeration. I was on the phone for 8 hours yesterday with various phone calls that I had going on. It was nonstop, but it was just like one thing after the other. One phone call fed into the other phone call, which fed into the other phone call. And what was like woven and in front of my eyes is just this song being sung over us. And we're each on our own individual journey. And our struggles are different. Our trials have been different. The leaven within us has been different. But this beautiful overarching journey that he is pulling us all through of meeting us where we're at, calling us out in our brokenness, ministering to our hearts, and like bringing us into this new life and this new promise. It was like yesterday, it was like the Father was like, do you not see what I am doing? And it's not even just in my life. It's just his spirit is moving so heavily. So I, in Shavuot and what it all represents, it's like this is the mountain peak moment. I mean, we are passing into something absolutely remarkable. Like I mentioned multiple times yesterday in different phone calls, like we are in a doorway, a season of crossing from one thing into the next. And this is what he's been building in us. So without rambling any farther, let's get into this. So Leviticus 23 is where we're going to start. And Leviticus is, he's giving the commands for this festivity, this holy feast day. But I want to start with a word study for the word Leviticus, which is Wa'ikra. And I would like to do what that means. Why is this book named Leviticus? And what it actually, and I believe the reason why I believe this is important is as I was sitting down yesterday to prepare for this, I got my scriptures open and I opened right up, no bookmarks, no nothing, opened right up to Leviticus 23. Bobby was there. I was on a video chat with him and I literally just opened right up Leviticus 23. So good. And then as soon as I saw the word Leviticus, I knew I needed to do a word study. I was like, I don't know what this is going to mean, but I know it's going to be important. So here we are. Wa'ikra in Hebrew directly translates and means, and he called. So thinking of Teshuvah, the call and response concept that we've already begun to cover, I'm going to go ahead and get my whiteboard now. And we're going to do a word study on Leviticus.
Gloria, did you say Leviticus? I'm sorry. I know you can't see. I didn't want to
I
interrupt.
can't see, but it's
Can you repeat? Did you say Leviticus means and he calls?
and he called. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
And it's capital letters. So Wa'ikra is like, and Yahuwah called, literally speaking. So there's a verse where we will literally, I got to turn off the cursors here. You guys can't do anything. Can I erase this? Why is that not letting me erase it? There we go. Sorry, yeah, it means and he called, and it's and Yahuwah called. The beginning verse of Leviticus. If you go to Leviticus 1:1, the very first word in Hebrew that starts the whole book is Wa'ikra. And it says, and Yahuwah called to Moshe. That's the context. It's and he called. It's the Most High calling out with his voice. So we're going to get into the size smaller, or I'll zoom in, I guess. Smaller. Why is this so thick? There we go. All right. So Leviticus is I don't know. I'm just gonna type out or like write out the direct transliteration. I don't even. I'm actually. You know what? I'm gonna erase this thing here to read it a little better. So Wa Yikra. It could be a Y there where I put that apostrophe, but it's almost like a I don't even know how to explain it. There's a Wa followed by the Yod, which kind of Wa Yikra is how it's pronounced. And it could be Wa Yikra or Wa Yikra. But anyway, that's what it's pronounced like. Wa Yikra is Leviticus. In Hebrew, I guess I'll write what it means. And he, and I'm gonna write down here. Oh, we'll just do this. Yod, Hey, Wa, Hey. Oh boy. That's the Most High's name in there, guys. You can kind of see this. So, and he, Yahuwah, and Yahuwah called. So that's what this means. Wa Yikra, and he called. What's really, really interesting, so I'll write this out. Paleo Hebrew, we have a Wav, Yod, Ho, which is not a common character. We'll get into that, but this is a Kaf, Resh, and Aleph. Oops. I have to let somebody in real quick, guys. I don't know if I can do that from this screen. Dang it. I don't know how to let somebody in. Yeah, Haley, you're gonna have to let me know how to do that. I gotta end this real quick and let somebody else in. I can't do it from. Oh no, where'd they go? They're not asking to get in anymore. For a second, it looks like Rochelle was trying to get in. Haley, I think Rochelle was trying to get in and I don't see her anymore. So yeah, message her and I didn't mean to neglect it. I don't know if I missed it. But anyway, I think she was trying to get in. I saw her name. I'm gonna go back to the whiteboard. Sorry, guys. Existing whiteboards. Sorry. I'm not gonna keep going in and out of this whiteboard because the internet here is slow enough. All right, there we go. Is this not the same one? What is happening? Oh no. Can you guys? Oh, it's just loading. Okay, here we go. All right. We're back in business. All right, so that's the modern Hebrew, or that's the Paleo Hebrew. I'll just write the modern Hebrew here. Wav, Yod, Kof, Resh, Aleph. And see it all together, but I'm just going to stay zoomed in while I'm writing the individual things. So, value of 6. The first character. Yep, go ahead. What?
I'm not seeing anything on the screen if you're drawing. I can see the arrow moving, but I don't
Oh,
see.
you guys can't see what I'm doing?
No.
I can.
Weird.
And Jer has his hand raised.
Huh.
I can see. I just want to know, Raya, I heard it someplace that modern Hebrew came out of Babylon when they during the exile. Is that correct? Or is
Yeah, so the modern script and modern Hebrew is sort of it's a middle point between ancient Hebrew and Aramaic. So this modern Hebrew is a sort of like the transition of coming out of Babylon. They sort of mixed the Babylonian language with Hebrew, and from that came this modern Hebrew and Aramaic. But the characters are still the same. The numeric value is still the same. The pronunciation of certain things are different. So we have the v sound in modern Hebrew, and we have the what else is different? I'm blanking. How the wa is pronounced. Sometimes it can be pronounced with a wa sound or a
It can be an
sound in modern Hebrew. Same with the bet. Hmm.
it can be an ua
What were
in
you
the
saying?
ancient Hebrew. It's Tina, sorry.
Yeah.
Like a double
Yeah,
O
yeah, yeah. I
sounding.
could tell your voice, but yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I think it's very similar, and for all purposes of gematria and understanding the language itself, like you can take an Aramaic name and apply Hebrew linguistic properties to it, like do the gematria breakdown, and it's so closely related that you can pretty much gather the same information whether you're doing modern Hebrew or ancient Hebrew. But that's pretty much all I know. I'm not an expert in where things came from and all of that. I do prefer the softer tone of the ancient pronunciation, where it's not the v sound for things, but the wa sound or the b sound, which is just it's just softer and in my opinion, a more beautiful pronunciation of the language. So I prefer the ancient, more Hebraic pronunciations. All right,
do you
so
know of
back
it?
to this. So the
Do you know
very,
of anyone who
yeah, go
actually
ahead.
speaks audible ancient Hebrew like fluently, like could just talk away and speak it and you could hear it? Looks like you froze.
I know that there are people that are growing in the ability to speak it. We're learning resources. Whether or not there's somebody that's truly completely fluent, I don't know, because I also
Okay.
personally believe that even Paleo Hebrew and what we have access to is not truly the Lashon Kodesh, meaning the holy pure tongue. I feel like what we see in scripture is like the purest version of the language to begin with has been lost supernaturally by the Father's design. And so I don't think there's anybody today that can really accurately claim that they know and they're fluent and they know how everything's pronounced and all of that. I think we are all operating from a place of deficit until the Father brings us into this new understanding supernaturally. But I know that there are people who have studied it for years and probably have the ability to speak it to the best of their ability.
Well, it's like
You
you'd have to
know,
be more of an expert yourself in
much
order
better.
to be able to determine if they're speaking it correctly. You know what I mean? So somebody could talk away
Yeah,
and you wouldn't know, is that correct? But just one
yeah.
more thing before do you believe
Hmm.
that ancient Hebrew was the language in the Garden of Eden?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt, the Lashon Kodesh, the Hebrew tongue, is um it's the language of creation. When the Most High spoke, "Let there be light," it was the Hebrew tongue. And I literally I have zero doubts. It's a more pure version of the Hebrew tongue. The Hebrew language and the way it manifests in sacred geometry and creation, the Hebrew language is evident in plants and birds and animals and who we are and everything. And so the language that literally the Most High said, "Let there be light." Everything was brought forth in the Hebrew tongue. The depth of every meaning is captured in the Hebrew language. The Hebrew language is flawless. There's nothing, I don't even know. I don't even know how to fully explain it, but I know part of the return of Eden to coming back is to the return of the mother tongue, the tongue of creation, the tongue that you say a word, and within that one word is containing the entire essence of that thing. You say the word spirit, ruach, and it's the entire embodiment the depth of everything to do with wind and breath and fire, and everything is contained in that one word. And so the Hebrew tongue, I fully believe in my heart of hearts, in my spirit, that the mother tongue is Hebrew. It's the language of creation, and we will supernaturally return to it. We'll be fluent in it. Our neural pathways will be rewritten. I fully believe, like when Abraham was brought out of the land of Chaldean, he was Abram. But when the Most High gave him a breath of life, he opened his mind to the Hebrew tongue once again. It had been lost after Babel, but he gave it back to Abram and gave him the name Abraham. And it's like this, it's a part of our destiny. I feel it in every fiber of my being that like we're going to be fully fluent in Hebrew.
Yeah, I sense that
And I
part of
can't wait.
part of
I'm
our
going really slow with this, guys, because we're chatting, but hopefully you guys can.
You're breaking up a lot.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking that probably part of our incapacitation or reduction in power is the loss of our
Oh
language and
no.
speaking and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So,
Mm-hmm.
I
yeah,
think you got a bad
frozen.
connection, Oria.
Yeah, you're freezing.
I know. I'm sorry.
We understand.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear
Even
you
if
and see
it's
you
frozen?
correctly. See you writing everything perfectly fine. This is
Okay.
Beverly, by the way.
We're gonna.
I still don't see anything.
Okay. Okay. Good girl. Yeah, I can tell. That's so weird. You can't and try.
I see everything. I,
Huh.
I see all, but I have a super good internet connection. So
Haley,
thanks
that
to
might be on
Elon
your
Musk.
end.
Too.
Hmm.
What were you saying?
Because Jerry couldn't see it either, but I was able to see it. And then he had to go out and go back in, and then he was able to see it. So, like, I think it
Okay.
might be on yours, Haley. But
Shoot.
then Oria is definitely breaking up, and that sounds like it's on her end.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. I'm
Oh,
out basically up by Lake Ontario right now. Like the water's right there. Um, and it's beautiful, but the internet service is not the greatest. I should have thought that through. I debated, guys, staying home, doing the meeting from my little table like normal, and I decided to come here, but it's okay.
I'm hoping that because I'm recording, I'm hoping it doesn't mess up. Like it might be blank for the viewers. I could try to
Oh, yeah.
exit and but
Okay.
it is probably going to end the recording. But we haven't really gotten officially started yet either, so I don't know.
I don't, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe this is just meant for us too. So the thing I mean, meeting at Mount Sinai, most of the people had to stay back, right? And it was only meant for, I mean, Moshe, the most of it, but then Aaron and his sons also got to go up a little bit, but like everybody else had to stay back. So maybe we just don't record today and we leave it. I don't know, or we record it and
Okay.
um,
Well,
I don't know.
I'll just try to leave. It'll probably end the recording and then I'll just start the recording when I come back and it is just would be is what it is.
Okay,
And
okay.
Casey has
Hey,
her hand raised.
hey, Haley, before you leave,
Yeah.
have you tried zooming out on the whiteboard?
Well, it's not letting me as far as I can see. I can see like where it says Oria, like the arrow is moving around, but it look like it's at the bottom of the page and I can't figure out how to move it.
Is there a thing at the top where it says paused, or
Uh,
like where you can go live or anything like that? Not at the top, but on the top of the whiteboard.
Not that I can
No other thing.
see. Um,
I saw where it said rejoin,
Yeah,
but like I said, I'm getting excellent everything.
me too.
Huh.
okay. Okay.
So am I.
Mm.
Mackenzie here, so am I.
All right. Shalom, Mackenzie. It's good to see you.
Shalom.
I keep forgetting to reach back out to you. I really want to talk to you. I want to connect with you, and I keep forgetting. You have not been forgotten though, but it's totally my